We all know that Ruud Van Nistelrooy is back in Manchester United as an assistant manager to Erik Ten Hag. The legendary goalscorer is ready to help turn United's fortune around and has even given himself a personal project to work on Marcus Rashford. But you probably don't know just how insane Van Nistelrooy's lifestyle is. What does he do off the pitch? How about a sneak peek into his luxury properties, net worth, and everything else? Van Nistelrooy was born on the 1st of July 1976 in Oost, North Brabant in the Netherlands. As an active child, he loved playing tennis and football, and was also great at swimming. However, he decided to stick with football, and let's just say it's one of the best decisions Van Nistelrooy has made. It might have been a straightforward decision considering the fact that Van Nistelrooy's family was into football, and most of them were involved in the sport at different levels. As a child, Van Nistelrooy was described as a plucky little fellow. However, he distinguished himself from the other kids with his technique and ambition, which made it easy for everyone to predict that he was going to be a star. Van Nistelrooy's dad was his biggest supporter, and he often reviewed all areas of Ruud's game after every match. Van Nistelrooy started off as a central midfielder, playing for local clubs like Nieuwe Gedacht and RKSB Margriet before making a switch to Den Bosch, where he consolidated his position as a striker. A move to Heerenveen followed, and the big break came when the Dutchman signed for PSV Eindhoven in a deal worth 6.3 million euros, a record at the time. It was a turning point in his career. After making a name for himself in the Netherlands with back-to-back league titles, a Dutch Player of the Year award, and more than half a century of goals, Van Nistelrooy moved to Manchester United for another club record of £19 million. Between 2001 and 2005, Van Nistelrooy became one of the greatest strikers that the world has ever seen. He broke numerous records in the league and Europe and won several individual awards. Van Nistelrooy scored 150 goals in 219 appearances for United, with most of these goals coming from inside the 18-yard box. He was not just a poacher but a predator with remarkable goal-scoring instincts that the game had never seen before. After a rather controversial departure to Real Madrid, the Dutchman continued balling in his first season before eventually giving in to Father Time. Van Nistelrooy also scored 35 goals in 70 appearances for the Netherlands. After brief spells in Hamburger SV and Malaga, Van Nistelrooy hung up his boots in 2012. Since then, he has been heavily involved in management. The Dutchman joined PSV as a coaching intern, working with the under-17s in 2013, and was the striker coach of the reserve team in February 2016. He also worked as assistant to Guus Hiddink after the 2014 World Cup. Fast forward to June 2018, and Van Nistelrooy became the new manager of the PSV under-19s. With much experience under his belt, Van Nistelrooy became PSV's head coach in March 2022. However, after winning the Johan Cruyff Shield and KNVB Cup for the 2022 and 2023 season, he resigned due to a lack of support from the management. Some players also complained that they were unhappy with his coaching methods. Although he had a history of being somewhat stubborn during his playing days, Van Nistelrooy has managed to stay out of controversy for most of his managerial career. He's not keen on making the headlines every week. Well, here we are now with the former striker back with the Red Devils on a 2-year contract. The word on the street is that he turned down an approach by Burnley to replace Vincent Kompany because he preferred a return to Old Trafford. But now, let's circle back to Van Nistelrooy's lifestyle and see what he's been up to. Van Nistelrooy married his longtime girlfriend Leontine Slats in July 2004 in a private ceremony near his hometown. A small group of family and friends attended their wedding, and a few fans cheered for them at the venue. The couple have a son, Liam, and a daughter named Moa Annette. Liam is taking after his dad and is passionate about the sport. Back in 2018, Liam participated in Dirk Kuyt's testimonial match in Rotterdam. We know Van Nistelrooy to be family-oriented, so he often takes some time away to spend quality time with his family. However, he also maintains a lot of privacy, which means that we don't know too much about what goes on behind the scenes. We totally respect that because we believe that despite being football fans, everyone deserves to have their privacy. But we do know a thing or two about his lifestyle. Van Nistelrooy is a devout Roman Catholic. He's also big on charity. He has a foundation and has also been heavily involved with the charity organization SOS Children's Villages, which protects the interests and rights of children. Van Nistelrooy's lifestyle largely revolves around football, even when he is away from the pitch. Van Nistelrooy spends his free time skiing and traveling back to the Netherlands to see friends and other family members. Despite having much media attention around him, Van Nistelrooy has lived a relatively private life, only putting up a handful of monthly posts on social media. But when it comes to taste, we know this man keeps it classy. It has been reported that the Dutch former striker has a couple of Mercedes cars in his garage. One of those vehicles is the Mercedes-Benz C-Class Coupe, estimated to cost around $60,000 for the base model. He sometimes drives the car to training sessions. But that's not all there is to Van Nistelrooy's garage. He also has the Mercedes GLS 580, which costs over $110,000. The GLS 580 packs 510 horsepower and 538 Nm of torque. That translates to an acceleration from 0 to 60 miles per hour, only 4.1 seconds. But that's not all that there is to this S-Class SUV. It has a large interior with 7 seats and combines great comfort with the character of an off-road car. It's also easy to imagine that Van Nistelrooy has other vehicles in his garage besides the Mercedes. The Dutchman has a few properties in the Netherlands and in other parts of Europe. But now that he has returned to Old Trafford, we're not exactly sure where he's putting up. The best guess would be that he is staying in a well-furnished rented apartment near Old Trafford. But one thing is certain, by the time he fully settles in Manchester, we'll probably know more about his properties. Van Nistelrooy earned £40,000 weekly in his early days at United as a player. That amount quickly doubled to £80,000 per week following his incredible performances. This made him one of the highest earners in United and in the Premier League. While at Madrid, Van Nistelrooy was also among the top earners. Although his managerial salary probably pales in comparison to what he earned as a player, we expect Van Nistelrooy's net worth to be above $30 million. In addition to past and current earnings, the Dutchman has endorsements with Nike and sponsorship deals with other mega brands. Van Nistelrooy also has quite the social media presence, with around 1 million followers on Instagram alone. But switching focus back to his return to manager, we definitely have some interesting observations. Ruud Van Nistelrooy returned to Manchester United as part of Erik Ten Hag's coaching staff overhaul this summer. However, some pundits believe it was a strategic move by the Dutchman to put himself in a prime position to become United's manager. The word on the street is that if United's season becomes really bad, he could replace Erik Ten Hag at the dugout. Van Nistelrooy's contract currently runs until 2026. The 48-year-old assistant manager has been staying back after training to work with Marcus Rashford. The aim is to focus on 2 key areas of improvement: Rashford's back post awareness and his runs across the box. Being an apex predator in his heyday, Ruud Van Nistelrooy mastered the art of manipulating the offside law to his advantage, and he was one of the quickest to react inside the box. We do not doubt that Van Nistelrooy brings plenty of insights to United's attacking department. Hopefully his investment in Rashford will be worth it. Man United has an embarrassment of riches when it comes to club legends. But what do you make of Van Nistelrooy's return to Old Trafford? Do you think he'll be a suitable replacement for Erik Ten Hag? And how would you describe Ruud Van Nistelrooy's Mancunian lifestyle these days? Penny for your thoughts.